My name is Batch. I'm the founding fathers of the Bronx Boys Rocking Crew, and I'm 56 years old, baby. The first time I saw a b-boy, which y'all call breakdancing, was in 1975. When little TT Rock fell to the ground from an up rock move. It was a 360-degree turn in the air. And when he fell on the ground, we all thought he was gonna break his ass, and he did these little weird moves on the floor, and we mimicked his moves. Fascinatingly, this took a turning point from up rock to rocking. B-boys from my times that a lot of people don't even ever heard of: Little Spec 2, Bosco, one of the best up rockers ever, my boy Papito 167, my boy Spider, Itchy, Little Crab Face. You know, you had a lot of Karate Chino, you know, a lot of these guys. I mean, so many legends out there that a lot of people ain't know about because they either died or went to prison, unfortunately. If it wasn't for Cash, there will not be the Bronx Boys Rocking Crew. In 1975, when Little TT Rock fell to the ground from an up rock move, that's when we transformed the graffiti crew into, instead of the Bronx Boys graffiti crew, into the Bronx Boys Rocking Crew. Transpired my whole life into what became to be, you know, one of the most fascinating part of my life, because it taught me not only how to be creative, but also to unite people in such a significant and beautiful way. I mean, the Bronx Boys Rocking Crew, we wasn't no joke. For us and all the people out here who knows the Bronx Boys Rocking Crew history, I bet you anything, they will be gladly to say, if there's any crew that they was ever down with back in the days, just like Crazy Legs and Powerful Packstar and so many legendary b-boys, if you ask them where they came from, the Bronx Boys Rocking Crew. Back in the 70s, fascinating crews like Rock Roll Association, you know, you had the Reebok crew, the Rollerblades, you had, you know, Star Child of Rock, we can't leave them out, you know, there was a part of our culture, and so many other crews, man. Listen, it's just crazy, man, but it's out there. If you look up Pluto 7 page, the history page, this man got everything out there. So, you know, this coincides with everything I'm saying right now. You know, let's give it up to anybody that wore the word rock in back of their shirts in the 70s. I don't know where this breakdancing came from. Yeah, I do know, but we're not gonna get into that. But the name of this dance is called rock, Rocky. My favorite b-boys is like Macho, you know, again, Little Bosco. I mean, you have so many b-boys out there. It would be selfish for me just to give credit just to a few, and I'd be here naming so many names over and over. However, I give it to the 1980 b-boys, like you, of course, Mr. Freeze, you know, Powerful Packstar, you know, Crazy Legs. I can't never take nothing away from Legs, man, because if it wasn't for Legs, who took the dance where it was dying out in the early 80s, I think there's a good possibility that this dance would have not been out. I know there's a lot of controversy out there. I know there's a lot of people who's claiming this culture and me this and me that. I'm not here to represent that side of this culture. I'm here to give every single one, every b-boy out there from back in the days, whether you was in one side of the Bronx and we was in the other side of the Bronx, I want to give my respect, my consideration for everybody who played a big part of this. If I was to tell you I started this, I started that, I'd be lying. I'm not gonna go there, but everybody knows who Bboy Batch is. Back in them days, as we all know, all we had to do is look at one of those damn poles out here, and you know, one of those light poles, and you will see these flyers there connected. This would draw us to whatever jam that was having at the time, which was like guys like DJ Kool Herc, Cass, Grandmaster Flash. Of course, let's not forget DJ Lele, who was really kind of left out of the DJing equation in the history. And you know, you had also the Fun City crew, the Peacemakers, who are out here still today doing the thing. So yeah, you know, at the end of the day, this culture has a lot of history that I can't tell you everything because I wasn't everywhere at one, you know, at one time. You know, like some people could tell you everything about this culture. I was here, I was there, I was there. No, Batch was just one place at a time, and I could only talk about our history. When rocking, which what I call, and many of my people call rocking, started going mainstream, you know, we couldn't believe it because we would have never ever thought, if you was there with us back in the 70s, you know, where I subjectively saw what I saw and the people that was there with me experienced this, we would have never thought that this dance would even make it to the 1980s. You know, it was just ironic. I mean, once the camcorders came out and, you know, the Bronx Boys rocking crew broke up in '79, so we didn't have that opportunity. We was left for dead. Because in the 80s, the camcorders came out, it was over. And once B Street came out and you know, they did that little movie in Manhattan, you know, after that, it just went like skyrocket into the future. It's crazy. What I really want to see for Rockers is to continue taking it to the next level. Like, you know, it's been evolving. It's amazing what this culture has transformed into nowadays. It's amazing to see how these kids break the physics, you know, the body, how they twist it and turn it and still evolve it. Every 4 or 5 years you see a whole new thread of this thing called rocking, which has a lot of names today. But what I want for it to become is, I want people to continue taking it to the next level. I want to continue seeing more legends come out of this, because everybody plays a big role, no matter if you was from the 70s or you was up from the 80s and even up to today's day. I want to see more legends. I want to be able to see my kids grow up, not just knowing about my history and the Bronx Boys rocking crew history, which is what this stands for, but also, you know, for the whole generations of diversity, you know, the people as one coming together and having a foundation there with understanding and peace and love and tranquility for one another through the dance, you know, and you know, that's what I want to say. So I used to wear skippies. From skippies, I stepped my game on to Converse. From Converse, I stepped my game up to the Pro Kits. And then from the Pro Kits, you know, besides the marshmallow shoes and all of that we used to wear with their overlaps and teardrops, and then I started moving up my game a little bit up when the late 70s, I believe, in the mid 70s, when they introduced the first Adidas, the shell tops, the Kangos tilted to the side, the Adidas suits. You know what I mean? That kind of gave the whole culture a different twist, where even Run DMC took it to that level. I want to say peace, much respect to the Bronx Boys, the Bronx Girls Rocking Crew, global family. I also want to say peace, love, unity to our entire hip-hop culture. And I also want to say peace, love, and unity to Fahrenheit 75 Division. Salute!